serious trouble. G.I.JOE is there.
Good morning.
Morning.
So, welcome one and all to the G.I.JOE 3D Printing Podcast. Today is going to be our Fang 2 build part 3.
Part 3.
We'll see if we can get through the gun today.
Which way does it go?
Oh my goodness. I was not feeling good that last Sunday when we worked on this.
Yeah.
I was really tired and I was kind of getting over something, and
Okay. Feeling better now?
it was brutal.
Yeah,
I was feeling better, but I've had this like foreboding sense of working on this morning because last week went so terribly.
Okay. Yeah, there's something big going around. I've been hearing about a lot of people that, I mean, it's the kind of thing that lasts for weeks and weeks with no real. It's just a cough and a blah and a lethargic feeling and tiredness.
Yeah.
I think it's called getting old.
It could be that for sure. So before we jump into it, so I was at SoloCon last weekend. I was just telling Mike,
Awesome.
this was the biggest show I've ever been to, and I've been to quite a few now. To date, Joe Fest was always like the bar, and nothing really, in terms of size and attendance numbers, like nothing came close to Joe Fest until ZoloCon this last weekend. ZoloCon was big. So all the vendors did real well. Everybody I spoke to, a lot of people sold out of a lot of stuff.
Really? Oh,
yeah.
Very good.
The Big Bad booth did well. The Valverse booth did really well. Everybody. 4 Horsemen were there with the Mythic Legion stuff. I was surprised to learn how many kind of Masters of the Universe type of figures there are.
Yeah.
I didn't realize so many people did them.
Oh, you mean like non-Masters of the Universe, but similar type figures?
Similar, like that form factor, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't know. Like I knew PowerCon was like a He-Man thing, but I didn't realize there were other things happening. Just like Operation Recall or Call Sign Longbow,
Right,
or Delta 17 have that O-ring form factor. They're not G.I. Joes,
yeah,
but they're adjacent and close and similar.
Yeah.
There's other Masters of the Universe things.
Oh wow. Yeah, I actually didn't realize that either.
So fun story. I think while we wait for people to realize what time it is, I had no problem kind of getting on the plane and getting to Philadelphia. Once the plane landed in Philadelphia, like everything kind of went to crap. Like we landed and then we sat on the runway for 45 minutes waiting for a gate. And then we finally get off the plane. I go to get my luggage, and I waited for my luggage for 45 minutes or an hour. Because a carry-on bag's like an extra $90, but I could check it for free. Yeah. So, and I'm cheap. I don't know if you guys have learned this about me. I'm a cheap bastard. So yeah, like another 45 minutes to an hour waiting for luggage, and then got to the rental car place, and I was easily online at the rental car place for an hour. So like I was just like held hostage by the airport in Philadelphia for almost 3 hours. It was brutal.
Wow.
So yeah, the rental car thing, it was like Hertz, Dollar, and something else. I was there for Dollar, but it's all the same stuff. There was a dude who was pretty far ahead of me in line. He had been on my plane, lots of tattoos all up on him.
Yeah.
But he had gotten, next, and he went up and was being helped. And half an hour later, it was my turn, and I went to a different kiosk, but he was still there when I left.
Holy cow.
And yeah, so then Next day at ZoloCon, I saw him and he was setting up a little table. And he had a booth, and he does he kind of does he sculpts onto old GI Joes and then
Okay.
molds and casts them into new things. So it's a bit of like a customizing thing. Beautiful casts, like really pulling some good clean casts. But I told him, hey, you were ahead of me. I think I was on the flight with you. You're ahead of me in line at the rental car place. Like, what the hell happened? And it was like him and his wife and somebody else. And they were like, yeah, what the hell? It was crazy. And on the way back, and he was out of San Diego, so he just randomly had a layover in Denver.
Oh, okay.
On the way back, he was on the same flight, so I went to talk to him. I was talking to him for a minute or two, and the guy next to me kind of chimed in because he had also been at the show. So I introduced myself and started talking to him. Turns out he's a sculptor for one of the Masters of the Universe type lines.
Oh, nice.
And like, not only that, but he at some point had become really good friends with Mark Taylor, the guy who like created He-Man.
Okay.
And still goes and visits with that. He passed, but
Yeah.
still goes and visits with his wife and everything. A super nice guy. He's from Germany, German.
Okay.
And it was fun talking to him. Like, I was talking, like, I mean, obviously I'm very G.I. Joe. He's like, yeah, we didn't really have G.I. Joe. I'm like, I'm surprised to hear that. Like, if there's enough, U.S. military bases over there, I would think you guys could have gotten it. He's like, you don't know. Like, we weren't allowed to have like toy soldiers or little guns, nothing like that.
Okay. Makes
Like,
sense.
Yeah, not something I ever thought about. Kind of funny. But so like his G.I. Joe knowledge is extremely limited because they
Right.
don't have it. He did say they had Mask, and you know how like the Rhino has that big missile in the back?
Yeah.
For them on the packaging, it was called like a TV satellite or something.
Oh.
Yeah. So interesting, just interesting, different perspectives and everything. All right. Got a handful of folks popped in. Let's get into this nonsense.
Okay. So I wanted to ask the backdrop picture that you used this week, was that AI?
Yes-ish.
Okay.
So I took a picture and then I uploaded it and had the AI stylize it.
Okay. Yeah,
I'm
because I was
not.
about to say if AI is able to get into where it can produce something like that, it's
No, not without a great deal of assistance is kind of my. Here we go. All right, you'll have to tell me if that worked. I can't see.
Yes, we can see it.
Okay. Is it up in the main window?
It is.
Okay. Cool.
Yep,
So
you're full size.
Let's get moving. We got work to do. So I'm just going in. I took a picture of the gun. You can see it there.
Yep.
And that's a far better reference than the nonsense I was trying to use.
Okay. That works.
Yeah.
I still can't believe we determined last week that the Mandela effect has had everybody with that gun upside down this entire time.
Is that a Mandela effect?
Well, yeah, that's a good question. I don't think that might not be Mandela effect. It's just we've always been wrong.
Yeah, it's just always been wrong.
And I blame the schematic because the schematic had it the wrong way.
So my wife's been printing, and she's really doing like a lot of like organizational stuff. She's reorganizing like all the pegboards in the garage and like a big, like everything has its own custom 3D printed thing to hang from now.
Okay.
Well, and she's still working on it, but I've been nervous about her encroaching upon my natural habitat,
Yeah.
and I gotta say it's been going pretty darn well. Like
Nice.
she's organized some stuff down here, not in a now I can't find it way, but in a, like a oh this makes a lot more sense kind of way,
Okay.
which is that's pretty sweet. It's
So
good
did
stuff.
she move the chicken from your from side to side? Because I noticed that the
No,
chicken is in a new spot.
no, I moved it, and I don't remember why, but it was definitely me, and I had a reason. I just can't remember what the reason was.
Feng Shui.
Right.
You need to have a water element and a chicken. Best way to enhance your fortune.
Well, that makes a lot of sense, Mike.
Absolutely.
My silly ass, like you like add a water element, and my mind went Pokemon.
Oh,
Just mildly embarrassing, but it's true. It's where my head went.
you know what? It makes as much sense as real Feng Shui. So
Ugh.
right.
Like with all my heart, I hate this gun.
It's pretty terrible. Yeah. So we've got a lot of people joining. So welcome, Paul Morales. Welcome, Grail. Welcome, Nico. Good to see you all this morning. Hopefully, you didn't get caught by the time change.
So we're not sure what happened to Artwan, whether he's a victim of the time change or just overslept or something. Anything's possible. Man, that's just I hate this thing. But so Shane though is actually in Colorado, so he's within like an hour and a half of where I am right now.
Yeah, I was half expecting him to show up there on camera with you.
No. That'd be fun.
Did you get snow? I know that there was some questions. I know he's out there for a
yeah, he came out here for a snow reason.
Yep.
And we are in the middle of like the biggest drought ever. Lowest snowfall in recorded history. Thank you.
There you go.
So yeah, so I had said to him, like, yeah, he said he was coming here to ski, and I'm like, that's cool. Too bad there's no snow.
Yeah.
Friday we got a big snow.
Oh, well, that's
so he got lucky, like he brought it with him or something.
Excellent.
Yeah, so kind of cool. Like seriously, we'd gotten like a total of like 3 inches of snow the whole winter.
Oh, geez.
Which is crazy. And up in the mountains, they do get more, but there's still like several feet of snow behind where they would normally be. And then yeah, Friday we got nailed pretty good.
Okay.
And then these late snows are always, because it's close to freezing. It isn't 12 degrees. It's 32 degrees.
Okay.
And so it's very wet, very heavy snow.
Is that good?
I was just fooling around.
Or bad for skiing?
I would think it's good. It's definitely slick.
Okay. Yeah, I'm from
what happens
Georgia.
is
we don't have that devil's dandruff out here.
Yeah. Then at night when the sun goes down and the temperature drops, it just turns into a whole lot of solid ice.
Yeah, that's not good.
All right, so I'm looking at this piece right here. What did I just do? The wrong thing. There we go. It's got these little cutouts, these little cuts, and they're kind of inconsistent, like this one's smaller than those two.
Yeah.
This one's got this. So I'm really overthinking this. I was gonna like create one and then move it and do all that, and I'll just do them one by one. I really need to just kind of move this thing along, not dwell on anything too much. Maybe I will do it that way. I don't know. And that's my favorite thing in the world. All right, so I started to talk about how my wife is now printing and doing this stuff, and she's had me kind of give her a couple of fusion lessons,
Okay.
and it's interesting having her perspective of uh kind of how I'm trying to show something but not necessarily communicating what I'm doing. Like, she needed to know about every little click. um and so like I've been doing stuff and not really talking through what I'm doing so far, and I know that's not right if someone's trying to learn right now. Actually, that's not too terrible.
Yeah, I look at what we're doing here more of a showing off of technique and real time example rather than a step by step tutorial. I think that's really the kind of the way we have to look at it.
Yeah,
The good thing
it's
is
just,
there are the step by step tutorials out there as well,
yeah,
and a lot of it, quite frankly, is learned by doing.
and that's a big part because so much of it is just buttonology, and it
Yeah.
just takes practice. So I did want to show something. So I'd done like a merge here to create a negative space from this.
Okay.
You can see I've got the cut there, and you can see this little chunk underneath it, which is this piece,
Okay.
which I don't want. So I'm gonna group this and this together, and then do the cut. I'm just hoping that doesn't like come back to bite me in the ass. Um, we'll see. This whole thing is gonna get mirrored onto itself. Once I feel like the details are kind of where they need to be. So I'm only working on half at the moment, and I found a problem that we're gonna need to figure out how to address with the main body of the thing too.
Oh, okay.
The problem is I don't know that we can back it up.
Okay.
So I need to find out if am I cutting all that? No. I think I'm cutting it though. It's just like there's a weird little detail that probably isn't even intentional. And I think it's part of just the mold process.
Okay.
Put it in there anyway. That little sliver I just did right there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm almost definitely overdoing it.
Yeah, like how wide is that sliver that you just added?
Oh yeah. Like, will it show up in a print?
Yes, exactly. Is that even gonna show up in the slicer?
It's less than 1/10 of a millimeter.
Okay. Yeah, in my at least standard settings that I use, if it's a feature that's less than half a millimeter, it's not going to show up. It's now what's interesting is a cut like that, your slicer could go either way. It could just combine it with what's close to it, or it could go a full, half millimeter in. And half millimeter is just a guideline. It changes whether you're oriented vertically or horizontally. So it's always worth, there's no harm in putting in super amounts of detail. It's just the slicer may or may not decide to acknowledge it.
Yeah, it's sort of manage your expectations with it.
Yep.
Yeah.
And of course, that all changes too if you change your nozzle size or if you change your print height. There's a lot of settings that can do it. I tend to just do everything standard.
You're just doing like the 0.2 layer height.
Yep, 0.2 layer height.
Have you fooled with the 0.16 and done like the higher quality? Have you messed with that even with the same nozzle?
I have not. I kind of want to, but at the same time, I'm really worried that I'll like the results,
And feel like you
and that
need
will
to go
make
back?
everything else that I've done look like crap.
Yeah.
So I'm almost like I don't want to make it look better, because then I'll start eyeing everything else that I've done and start wanting to redo everything.
Brutal.
But I actually do have the smaller nozzle as well. When I bought the bamboo, I went ahead and bought the what is it? It's a
Should be a 0.2.
0.2 nozzle. Yeah, I forget which. I did buy the super small nozzle, but I can't even remember what.
Yeah, I think 0.4 is standard, and then 0.2 is the.
I think yes, that you're right. 0.2 is the standard nozzle height, or is the print height, but it's a 0.4 nozzle. Okay. So, hey, GI Customs, what did that do to your print time? Because more.
And I think that's who told me to give it a shot too. I think.
Yep. Now, I do have some extremely tiny stuff that I want to get back into printing, and that is for a while I kind of gave up on vehicles because I pretty much had everything that I wanted. So I started doing people at the same scale, and they were based off of random miniatures models, and I got to the point where I could do them pretty decent with a normal nozzle. Okay, about 10 to 20% increase in time. That's not bad for.
Yeah,
because I guess because it is just the print time of the part. There's so much other overhead when doing a print that it makes sense that it's not going to impact the overall time that much once you actually start printing. Yeah, but at some point I actually want to change the nozzle out and go super small and go back to reprinting some people.
I wish I had time because I got so much stuff I want to paint.
Yeah.
Like I barely paint anything anymore.
Unfortunately, that's kind of where I've gotten to.
Missed one. Shit. 0.2. Yeah, so then Mike and I were talking before we went on. The next kind of show kind of in our sphere is
Toylanta. Yep.
Coming up at the end of the month.
Yep. You said Chris is going to be there?
Yeah, Chris will be there.
Okay. Yeah, my plan for Toylanta is I'm probably just going to treat it like a one-day thing. Go down on Saturday, spend a couple hours, see what there is to see. Talk to a couple people, and then, yeah, I'm getting ready for Joe Fest, so I do plan on being at Joe Fest.
I should have cleaned up this photo before I used it as a reference. Could have brightened it up a little.
So speaking of Joe Fest, I'm seeing mixed messages from Ed. Does it look like he's actually trying to move it to Orlando?
I haven't seen any. He does this like every couple of months.
Yeah.
He'll talk about other options, and he'll put it out to the community and see if anyone overwhelmingly supports the idea of a move or whatever.
Yeah. It seemed
So
he was
I don't
talking.
know.
Yeah, it seemed he was talking a second show in Atlanta for a long time. I don't know if he's moved away from that idea.
Yeah, I'm kind of happy with Joe Fest just the way it is.
Yeah. Augusta is not the best town, but the good thing about it is if you're there for the show, you're there for the show. I know one of the comments that he made is like, "Oh, it's Orlando, so there's so much other stuff to do."
Yeah. I mean, like if you've got like a wife and kid that are gonna
That's the
like,
only thing I was thinking of.
yeah, like if they're like, you have to take us, and
Yep.
then they're like gonna sit in the freaking hotel room and be pissed off and bored,
Right.
like that would be a reason. But
Yeah.
that's kind of goddamn silly, I think.
Yeah. If that's the reason behind it, that doesn't make too much sense to me.
Yeah.
Uh,
But you'll be
Other
married
than the
soon, you'll
family
understand.
aspect. But I'm pretty sure people that are there, they're committing their weekend for Joe Fest. They don't care if there's anything else going on.
Yeah.
Unless there's other toy stores in the area.
And even still, it's not like there's the thing that makes Joe Fest great is the people. That's always kind of been the thing. It's like that's
Absolutely.
where there's just good people.
Yep.
And there's just no reason to like even leave the hotel.
Yeah. Especially, I think the one of the greatest things about Joe Fest is for lack of a better term, the after party. The everybody hanging around in the, down in the lobbies and just chilling all night.
Yeah.
Which is what's good about having a hotel convention where everything's all there together.
And having been to a bunch of other shows now, with the exception of, man, what was that one I saw you at late last year?
Retro Toy Con
With the exception of Retro Toy Con, thank you.
Mhm.
The hotel for Joe Fest really makes it easy to socialize and do room swaps and
Yep.
and all that stuff.
Yeah. I'd say Retro Toy Con is the best for that. The way that it has that open foyer, you're looking the entire inside of the building is open to where you can actually see what rooms are having things going on. They do a very good job with that show.
Yeah.
So there was a question that came up from GI Customs. I'll go ahead and read it to you since I don't know if you can see it. It says, for Joe Fest, as far as being a vendor, do you guys know when you usually get booth number info and whatnot? Not had great communication with them so far.
Yeah, when you show up. Like they'll sometimes they're better about this than other times, but they'll put out like the kind of map of the floor and they'll have all the little booths drawn out with a little number on it, and then there'll be a key with what number goes with what vendor, and they'll put that out. It's been out a month and a half before, and I've also had it where like I didn't know where the hell I was until I showed up. So this is kind of the, this isn't the sexiest part of the build. It's kind of going in and cleaning things up, but it's important because you want it to look professional and real. If you just leave a bunch of like right angles and sharp corners, it's gonna look like somebody did it in Tinkercad.
Hey now.
Yeah, that was all of us at one point.
Yep. Yeah, but you're right. I mean, You can put stuff together in Tinkercad, but getting it to look good is very difficult.
Yeah. And your eye will kind of, over time, your eye kind of gets better at recognizing things like that.
Yeah. Now I do what I do like about Tinkercad is the fact, well, number one, it's easier to directly impact an imported still, which I've still not found a good way to be able to do that in uh, Fusion. It
Yeah.
seems like it treats it different than a normal file. You can see it, but you can't really. I've not found a way to be able to directly impact it.
So this was interesting. Like this week, we had, my wife and I were on a thing because she had watched some videos, and
Mm-hmm.
people saw some videos where people were showing how you could import an STL and then like convert it to a file type that enabled you to edit it just like it was a native file. And I'm,
Oh, okay.
well, we watched I'm like, no, that's not a thing. And she's like, she made me watch the video, and they did it, and it looked real easy. And then we went to do it, and we couldn't make it work.
Yeah. Yep. Unfortunately, there does not seem to be an easy way to do it. What I also do like about Tinkercad is you can always go backwards. You know, the original, you can always get yourself back to the original shape. My experience with Fusion is that, yeah, you can use the timeline, but if you've got a massive timeline, it gets really complicated really quickly to go
And
back
you
and
can
change.
break the shit out of your model too. Like
Exactly.
if you want to if you want to roll the dice and see if you can make something non-manifold, that's the way to do it.
Yeah.
And you know, if it's if you haven't done a lot, the timeline's fantastic.
Yes.
But like this complex thing I've got here, let me see if I can find, like, let's say I want to get rid of this bevel here.
Yeah.
It's kind of a, that's kind of a bad example, but what I what you got to understand is that in Fusion, all these rounded corners I've done, um if I didn't have that round corner right there, if I selected this line and then went to do a fillet around it, it wouldn't go around like this. By rounding this edge, I create a tangent chain. And once you start grouping multiple items with rounded, filleted edges like that, you get like compound tangent chains on top of each other. And it gets really tough to separate things in the timeline.
Yep.
Like almost like impossibly so. So that's why a lot of times, like, I do all this rounding stuff, or I tell myself I know the correct like workflow thing is to do that shit last,
Yeah.
because it's going to super complicate things down the road. But um like, what should happen is I click on that, and then down here in the timeline you can see it's highlighted this grouping right here. That's because like a lot of things have affected this shape. If I go to edit feature, no, yeah, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different things that have happened, um and it won't select all of these on the timeline. It'll just select the most recent thing usually. um it's kind of highlighting one of these combines here. Now I can grab that fillet and I can alter it, but I
Yep.
can't get rid of it.
You
I
can't
can't
get rid of
delete
it.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, to delete it, I would have to find it on the timeline, and there isn't really an easy way to do it.
Yep.
I wish there was, with all of my heart. Uh, so let me hide some stuff real quick. So down here, and this is upside down, or no, it's right side up.
That's
It's
right
right
side
side
up.
up now.
Per consensus last week.
Yes. I'll go ahead and I'm going to mirror this stuff. I don't want where this grabs onto the bar and rotates. I don't want that to be a solid piece all the way. I want it to just kind of have like a, like teeth on one end, teeth on the other end. So I'm going to have to cut out some space in the middle. But let's go ahead and mirror all this crap before we cut that out. Maybe that's everything. Maybe I missed some stuff. We shall see. And that gave me just trying to mirror gave me an error.
Yeah, sometimes you have to group before you mirror.
Yeah. And then it may still fail. So
yeah.
Yeah, and I don't like mirroring stuff that like doesn't need to be mirrored. So like that's already good.
Oh yeah, if you're making something round, I agree. Like a barrel or the body of a missile.
Yeah. And typically it works. I really don't have too many issues with it, but I don't know. It just doesn't seem like
one part right there.
No,
yeah.
That's the.
Assuming you want that.
That's this. No.
Oh, okay. Then you don't.
That's what we're just saying. We don't want to mirror.
Yep.
But yeah, like that's the combine. And then we'll do the mirror. We'll see if this. And that worked. Cool.
Okay. Oh, good.
So did I miss anything? No. So I'm gonna do the I'm gonna do this. And then we'll do the other part. So quick shameless plug since we're talking about Joe Fest and stuff. So Chris Scott of Grindhouse Toys used to doing the World War Hell figures. He and I will be running the Joe Fest custom class again this year. We did it 2 years ago, and we did the Cobra Warlord, which is the Sergeant Slaughter turned heel type of figure. And it was a lot of fun. I think everyone really enjoyed themselves with it. And we're back. So
awesome.
Yeah.
You want to talk about who you're doing? What custom you're doing?
Yep. I need to give me 1 second.
Sure.
God damn it. Ugh, I fucking hate you. So we are we're doing we're calling him Lieutenant Snake Eater, I believe. Since Chris and I both have actual sort of little toy companies, we're kind of shying away a little bit from using like copywritten names.
Yep.
But one glance and you know who it is. It's Falcon. And I think kind of, I don't know what I call it the theme, but the thing to really kind of think you're taking away from the class is that we're going to be doing a lot of camo, which Chris has gotten really good. And then there's other folks that'll be there to help who are all fantastic painters and kind of help kind of with everything. I did like a little bit of the sculpting. I did more touching up and fixing problems than I did like original sculpting on this one.
Okay.
Because it was kind of, there was some leftover stuff from a project Chris was trying to do a few years ago, and we're just incorporating that stuff because we have it. So it's less less additive manufacturing for us to fool around with, which is great.
Yeah, I saw a couple, the pack that was advertised, I saw a couple extra heads in there.
Yep.
Anyone in particular?
Not really that it's anyone in particular. Just sort of yeah, so there's one head and it's got like just a really good stylized hair. And then like we'll have the beret that can fit on it. And then there's another head where he's got like a bandana.
Okay.
And yeah, I'd have to ask Chris about that. And then I made a helmet with kind of goggles kind of are part of the helmet, like they're down in case anyone just like really has to rage quit doing eyes. You have the option to just have him wear the helmet and hide his eyes.
Oh, my type. Yeah, so this is based off, this is a person that's not Falcon, based off of a Footloose figure, right?
Correct. It's it'll be the Footloose figure, which is a great figure. Like it's really a good figure.
Mm-hmm.
Have we done that yet? That's gonna have to get tweaked. If you saw, like this is way too big for the thing I just made.
Yeah.
But we'll tweak that before we get into it. So like I like to do a hole in the front for a muzzle flash, and without fail, like they always end up closing up and getting too tight. So one like no shit actual measurement, I want to say 1.4 is the Valaverse muzzle flash, and I think the Joe muzzle flash is just a pinch smaller. Let me check it. I have it.
Let me see.
I just happen to have a little baggie of them here.
Yep, same here. I'm measuring 1.35 on a Joe muzzle flash.
I'm getting 1.55 on a Joe muzzle flash.
Oh.
What classified has inconsistent measurements?
What?
All right, so I got this up to 1.6 on one of them here.
Yeah.
And then we're gonna want to add at least 1/10 of a millimeter. So we're gonna go 1.7, and we'll see how it goes. And then I always do 5 mil, and I like to round stuff because it's me. So we'll see. Maybe they fit, maybe they don't. We'll see. Yeah, I think we really maybe hosed up using the blueprints on this one. So here's where we screwed up, and where like I might just have to redo the whole damn body and start over.
All right.
Let me get rid of these. So up here, see how I've got this rounded piece, right?
Yeah.
Which means I can't really do much anymore with changing the shape of stuff. And these are 2 parallel lines. It's very squared off. When in reality, this should be I should have like cut the whole thing kind of right down the middle here, and then done a draft and have everything kind of bend in towards the top. So it shouldn't be square like that. It should be angled in.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. So what I may do is cut it, like completely cut out that whole curve. Well, no, that's not going to work either. So this, yeah. So if I go edit feature, we've got a fillet and a combine. And if I could find this fillet, I should be able to make that curve go away, and then I can do my draft. But I think what we'll find is the combine. And if I undo it, I likely break the model. What is that? Pattern on a path. Interesting. Yeah, so like nothing. I don't even see anything coming up. Let me get my glasses. Properties. Find in browser. Oh, that's just over here. Never mind. I'm just getting desperate. Okay, so is that it? Right? No, that's not it. Yeah. I don't. If I had a way to find that fillet and I could just turn it off or delete it in the timeline, that curve would go away, and then I could make the changes I want to make. And I'm just not like I'm not going to go through and click on every one of these trying to find the one that highlights the thing I want. That just seems horrific. So I think I'm going to kind of do the body over. You know, this is one of those pitfalls. This is why I talk about in the workflow, just, you know, doing what works and making sure you don't make these kinds of mistakes. So in theory, though, I do have the sketch still. Boom. So I've got the sketch. So that's cool. You know what? I'm gonna take a measurement just because I really I hate these blueprints. These are just the worst blueprints I've ever worked with.
Yeah, they're pretty bad.
Yeah. And this comes back to the other kind of lesson, which is the better your references, the easier you're gonna have. Getting 46.1. So that's pretty close. Let's go 20.05. New body. Okay. I think I'll do split body from right there, and that should be the spot where we need to do our draft from. So we'll do a draft. Get this stuff back up. So 20. Yeah. And then I think what happens is, man, there's a lot of compound curves going on. So I'm just creating another line so I can do another split body And then I'll do a little more draft. Okay. And now, so like right away, just because this is why this one is particularly difficult. Is there's curves in every direction. Curves up and down and left and right, and just all over the place. I gotta group it all back together. Boop, 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 boop. But yeah, there's a good chance things get pretty tricky down the road because of all these curves that we've got to do. This is going to look much better, methinks. So so this is about to get kind of crappy. I think it's a so I'm looking, so the tail's going to kind of curve in and out and get thinner towards the back. And so it's almost like an S curve. And I just got to pick the right spot to start it, which means doing another line and then doing a split body. So because we have these curves, I don't like, what I want to do is a draft, and I don't know if it's gonna allow it.
Okay.
That wasn't too bad. 5. Cool. I absolutely didn't think that was gonna work. Let's see. Okay, it's too much. Once you lose information at the end, you can't really recover it. So when you do a draft like this, so see, we've got this like little bit of flatness here. If this draft had come and passed at this plane, this face, then we lose kind of the how long is this thing. We lose some of the information about it. I gotta tell you, I'm super impressed that worked. And I think it's just, yeah, I think right there is where it kind of starts to curve back. Draft. So what had I done? 7, 8. That's not too bad. We'll have to clean
No,
up
no,
these wings.
looks pretty good. What's going on with that? Is that an extra section of wing under there?
What, here?
Yeah, there's a block that's only on one side of the wing.
It's on both
That's going to
sides.
get covered. That's probably just going to get covered.
This is from the previous tail, which doesn't really exist anymore.
Right.
So we'll cut it off. We'll clean it up and make it fit the new tail. Gosh, I'm so impressed that this worked. And it's a little more subtle than on the toy, but that's okay. Okay. So this is wrong where this is. This piece exists. It's like a little piece on here.
Okay.
But we basically just need to do another draft right there. Yeah, about like that. Oh, that's too bad. Oh, I'm so happy this wasn't, just completely horrific.
Yeah. Yeah, that could have gone south real quick.
Yeah. All right. So we do need to create the hollow front still. And we're kind of repeating some of what we did last time. Or not even last time before last time. Come on, man. I hate it. Sometimes you gotta like click things 2-3 times before it agrees to do what you want it to do. There's some funkiness going on here. I think we can kind of clean that up later, though. I'm not going to stress over that too much. It looks so much better. You know, I'm really much happier with it the way it is right now. So now it's like clean up the nose. And again, this can be tricky because you got a bunch of converging curves. No, we're not going to do that. We're not. So I'm going to do a asymmetric curve here. Why can't I see the freaking... I'd like to see the origin through this. I'm gonna cancel. So what I want to do is see the y-axis through here. Name this and get it out of my MA. Turret. Cool. So I'm going to go opacity control, turn it down to 40. Get this thing out of here. There we go. All right. So compound curve. Or I'm sorry, variable. All right. So I wanted to see that line because I don't want this curve I make in the front to go past it. I want to kind of get close, but not too close. And then up here, we want that to be a bit wider. I think that's good. So what I need to do is make note, because we've already mirrored it and combined it, I need to make a note of what's what. So I'm going to make this one for the ease of remembering. Mike, you're going to remember these numbers for me. 8.3.
Okay.
Up there. And then this one we'll just do 3. Okay. And then we're going to
3 and 3.
Thank you. And then we'll copy that. So 8.3 and 3.
Okay.
And this one didn't take 8.3.
Yep.
There we go. And underneath, I think we'll kind of do that a little bit. It's weird. On the underside, the bottom wings are going to break into these lines, so it doesn't. It can get a little messy by the back, and it doesn't matter because it's going to get deleted. But we know up front we want 3, and I didn't change it to variable. So I'm just going to slide this a bit. We'll go 4.5. Three and 4.5. I think that's what I said.
Yep. 3 front, 4.5 in the back. Doesn't look like it. Did that do it right?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, we're good.
Okay.
And now for the nose. Cool. I think I like that. I think I'm happy with everything we just did. Now we need to kind of round this guy. So we've created a tangent chain here where when I select that line, and when I go to hit the fillet, it's going to tangent its way all the way back around and up the other side. So if I wanted to do a variable on this one, and I think it needs it, but it's pretty subtle. What we have to do is split this whole thing in half. So we're going to do that first. And this is an important trick. It's not really a trick. It's just the how you have to do it. So now that we've merged, like we had to have both halves of this thing together so that we could create this nose, so we could do all this stuff. But now that we've got it, we can straight up discard one of the halves.
Yep.
And then come back to it later, or mirror it again once. That way we're only working on half, and it's much easier to mirror something than to work on 2 identical halves. And I'll need to, apparently it wasn't a tangent chain because I needed to do this. Now we'll try. See how it keeps coming up as constant? I keep switching it. I've done a couple of variables, but it keeps coming up as constant as the default.
Yeah.
Later on, it's gonna want to do variable, even though I want to do constant. It's good. Like when it knows it's the least convenient time, it's gonna want to switch. 2.15. And it doesn't like that at all. Oh, it jumped up a whole bunch. Sometimes it does that too. Like you got to move the arrow and it moves, hundreds points. That's interesting. We're up here. What do we got? So one of these lines up here is preventing me from doing my curve. Let's see if we just do a constant and see what happens. Oh, that's not too bad. And again, this is another one of those parts that's effectively hidden by the wings, so it's not too important. I think let's see if we can switch it to variable and just wiggle this a bit. No, doesn't like it. Something about those even though they're gone, right? Mathematically, they're not a factor anymore.
Mm-hmm.
They're still preventing me from doing things to the degree I would prefer.
Okay.
Now, this will be an issue right here. Kind of. If we look at the canvas again, I was kind of thinking it would be close enough up here that it's going to get chopped.
Yeah.
By the wing piece.
Could do a plane cut to shave it off.
The problem is it's this point right here is far enough back that it's too much. So we just have to we have to clean that up right there. So we should be able to do this. We should be able to do that. And then this. Nope, don't like it. All right, let's do this and then we'll work at it the other way. What's all that then? Somebody pop in? Mike?
It popped me off for a second. I don't know what just happened there.
Okay.
Yeah, it kicked me off momentarily and then reconnected me. So we're at the 1 hour and 10 mark. I wasn't sure how far you wanted to go today.
Oh, you know what? Like the thing I wanted to do today, we ended up just doing like corrections the whole time. I really want to do the propellers.
Okay.
So let's knock out a propeller and then we'll call it a day.
Okay.
And we'll move in. Today's part 3.
Part 3, yeah.
I think my original estimate was that like we'd be finishing this today.
Okay.
Clearly that's not happening. So we'll see. We'll see what happens with part 4. So I'm just gonna create a circle, and I'm really just gonna kind of match the reference pick there. I do have a couple measurements. Let me see if I can pull one of these off without. Yeah, cool. So I'm getting 8 mil on this. And it's got a draft on it. I gotta, man, speaking of Ed and Joe Fest, like I still haven't reached out to ask about us doing a G.I. Joe 3D printing
Oh, okay.
panel or something. And I think what we'll do is we'll call it less of a panel, more of a meetup, and just invite folks to bring their stuff and show it off. And
Sounds like a good idea.
yeah,
I think that's what most people are there for anyway.
okay, so let me back that up. I've created kind of just like the nose cone, basic nose cone part of the propeller. We're gonna create a sketch. I'm gonna create. I'm gonna select that as the face I want to draw from. We're gonna get our rectangle tool, and it's important we get the one that's where you draw from center, so we can grab in the center just like that. So now I can create a prop, and I know it's going to be in the center. And create a new body. Yes. And these have got such a weird twist to them.
Yeah. So looking at the faces on it are very strange.
Yeah. Just as a way to measure and create a spot, I'm gonna grab this rectangle again. We'll grab this corner. One. Is that right? Yeah. Okay. It's actually less than that. So this will be a bit of a guesstimate. So I'm doing a draft, and I just want to kind of match. What's up with what the fuck? Hold on. Oh, that's fine. All right. So because I had pulled from a face drawn from a circle, it created that rounded edge right there, which is not allowing me to draft the sides. So I'm going to do an offset face just to make it a little longer. And then I'll give it the chop and make it a right angle. All right. And now we should have no problem doing our draft over here. Cool. That looks actually pretty good. And then this edge, get a chamfer. Wow. So there's this thing that happens way too much, in my opinion, where you grab two corners like I have here, and I want to do a symmetrical chamfer. No big deal if I'm doing equal distance, but if I'm doing two distance, what happens a lot is this arrow ends up affecting this corner, and this
Yep.
arrow ends up affecting that corner. And with all my heart, I hate it because you just have to like, and there's no working around it. There's no thing you can click over in the box that pops up that fixes it. You just have to do one at a time and remember the numbers, and that's no fun. Who wants to remember stuff? Not me. That's it.
No, of course not.
All right.
That's what scratch paper is for.
Yeah. So and this is a cool thing. So I can snap to the center. That's why I keep grabbing this face, because it allows me to snap to the center. But if you can see it, there's like a dashed blue line right now because I'm moving just up from that snap point. I could have actually have gone a little further. I can fix that in a minute. So faces, like sketches like this can be a little tough to work with in Fusion. But what's real easy to work with in Fusion are bodies. That's kind of the point. So sometimes it's easier just to kind of get the body you want down, and then start fooling with it and making your alterations. So in this case, so when this was molded, it was molded kind of right and left, or front and back, those two parts. And there are some details that are just, they exist because of the tooling molding process. Sometimes I keep them, sometimes I don't. In this case, I'm going to add a bit of a draft to both sides of this thing. Just like that. Probably, just not necessary, not something I think people would really, if I left it out, I don't know that anyone would notice. When you look at it straight on, you can see how you can see those edges. They're not hidden. So that's just part of making things release from the mold more easily. Having that bit of a bevel. All right. So I've been struggling with this one, Mike, how to do this exactly.
Yeah, the two different faces.
Yeah. So
Yeah, it's very odd.
it's weird one.
Yep.
So I think I'm going to go from here to about there. So there's a twist. Honestly, I don't know how much of this is because this toy is old. And these propellers have been like, in a toy box for 15 years and kind of bent.
Nah, I think the twist is there. It's like it comes out straight for a way, and then it goes down at an angle.
Yeah. Yeah. Interesting. That really wants to jump.
Yeah. Maybe if you hand in her.
I want to kind of get a good look at this thing before I'm. God damn it! Before I mentally commit. See what it just did? Variable.
It's like it's trying to learn your workflow and failing terribly.
Yeah. Right. All right. So maybe that's the twist that we're looking for. It's hard to say. All right, and then we'll do a pattern, circle
There's
pattern.
2 little lines up at the end of the propeller you might want to include.
I think there's 3, but yeah. Good call.
Oh, you're right. There are 3. One of them's much lighter than the other. But yeah, you might want to do those. If you want to include those, you might want to do it before you mirror.
Yeah.
Or
agreed. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm creating a sketch. We'll grab this tool. And so effectively what we're about to make is panel lines. My kind of rule is 3/10 of a mil for little panel lines, just to make sure that we can see them. These will get bigger. And again, because we're building this at 1/18 scale and we're going to scale it up to 112, we'll end up multiplying the whole thing by 1.6 when we do the scale up. So these will end up being more than a 0.3 panel line, but we're just going to stick with this because it's easy. The trick is here. Sketches just, they're not easy to work with. So if you want to manipulate them, you kind of got to do it before you finish sketch. So I can double click this guy and do move copy, and then you have to hit this little copy box, and now we can make a copy, and then we can do it again because I haven't hit finish sketch yet. The trick is, and again, we got to hit that box every time. Once I hit finish sketch, I have these. These are all one sketch. So if I do a split body, I likely can't grab all 3. Sometimes it works. It usually doesn't. Let's see. Yeah, it didn't like that. So split body, we grab one of them. I hit OK. that sketch disappeared. So I have to come here and turn it back on. But now that I've taken a sketch that turned itself off and turned it on, now it won't go away until I turn it off. So even though I do another one of these, it's still going to be there. Still going to be there until I turn it off. But now we can grab all this shiz at once. And we'll just, once I have it all, we'll do a little bit of an offset face. And minus 0.1, let's see. Okay. So we'll group all this nonsense back together. I want to give it a bit of a fill along all the edges. And I should be able to grab these faces and do it this way. We'll see. Sometimes it doesn't like this. Sometimes it doesn't care. Cool. Looks like I got everything. I think that's all grouped. All right. We will do our circle pattern. Grab that body. Sometimes when this comes up, this will switch to faces. It's something you got to watch out for. And the axis, grab any of these circles. And 3 is the number. There we go. Boop, 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 boop. I do want to round all of that stuff. Just a pinch. All right. And for poops and giggles, we will go to render. And I'm going to throw some red on that, just so it stands out. And there we go.
It looks good.
Yeah, so that wasn't bad. But that, you know, except for like there's a twist happening, and it's really a little tough to tell exactly what's going on. But I think we're good. It's there. It's subtle, but it's,
yeah, definitely from the front it looks correct.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's an odd combination of faces.
Yeah. Okie doke. I'm gonna switch over. We'll get the infinity screen first. Oh, actually, I can stop sharing from here, can't I? Boom. Nice. And we didn't even have to do infinity screen. So yay.
Excellent.
Yeah. It's so weird. It's weird stepping away from a project for what, like 3 weeks and coming back to it. It's hard. Like there's a flow for me anyway in my silly brain. Like I get into like a rhythm and a flow, and it gets like easier and easier as I'm working on it. And stepping away and coming back is brutal. It's brutal.
Yeah.
But I think our gun is done. Our propellers, I don't think we're going to have any propeller issues.
I think one of the things we'll have to figure out is how do we want to connect the propellers? Because it was kind of a push through snap on the original toy that I don't think is going to work in FDM. So we may want to. I agree. We may want to do push pins from the front.
I was thinking about that. I think that'd be a good secure way to do it. I don't really want to do the mushroom cap.
Yep.
Not because it's so small, and it's kind of like I don't want it breaking off because somebody flicks the propeller to make it spin.
Exactly. Yeah,
Uh,
and F PLA just is not. It doesn't have as much give
mhm.
that these softer plastics do that allow the mushroom caps to work.
Yeah, and if it was a bigger, like if it was a wheel, and
Yeah.
that axle was nice and it was like a 5 millimeter thick or more something, and it
Hmm.
was nice and long, so it had play.
Yeah.
That'd be one thing. But these, like Mike's saying, these are just too small
Yep.
to kind of pull that off effectively. So yeah, I think you're right. I think like a pushing it up like a pin in from the front
Yep.
is the way to go. I agree. So good stuff.
Yeah. That way it'll
Yeah,
have, because these actually work really well.
yeah, they're not bad at all. The I'll tell you what, the that silly the Fang that I did,
Yeah.
those spin, dude. Like holy
Mm.
crap. Check this out. Hold on.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Oh, very cool.
Isn't that cool?
Yeah.
Like it just wants to go.
Just keeps going and going.
Yeah. Uh, I'm I'm more pleased with that than anything else about this design. Because you know it is like I've seen I've made FDM vehicles before with like wheels that don't want to turn,
Oh yeah.
and that kind of stuff. So like it functioning that well feels pretty good.
Yeah. It's so satisfying when either wheels or propeller, if you get it tuned in just right to where it just works.
Yeah. So good stuff. Uh let's see. Today's the 8th. I've got so I'm doing like it's really kind of based on the Patreon. I'm doing like a Monday night mission report, I'm calling it. So
Okay.
6:30 my time tomorrow night, I'll do that. And that's, like half an hour, and I kind of just talk about current projects, that kind of thing.
Okay.
Probably talk a little more Zolicon then. And then next Sunday, we'll be back with a not Fang 2 build. And I'm going to try and get a guest for that. So wish me
Okay.
luck. So that'll be the 15th, Sunday morning. We'll be back with the G.I.JOE 3D printing podcast then, and we'll have some kind of topic to talk about. And then Fang build part 4 will be on the 22nd.
Okay.
So that's the plan. We planned it.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we don't have. Let's see. It might be tough to finish it in one more session. I think we've got 2 more sessions.
I think there's no way. Like we just restarted the whole body.
Yeah.
Like we're gonna have to fix the tail. We still haven't done anything. I think we've got 2 more sessions. I am much happier with the body now.
Yeah.
It looks much better. Much better. It was just way too blocky before. So yeah, I mean, I think 2 more like 2-hour sessions, I think we'll be able to pull it off. I think there's enough done.
Yeah.
The
We have
missile
an
will be
engine. We
super
have a
quick.
missile. Upper wings, lower wings. We got to figure out the mechanics of how we do the rotate.
Yeah, I think I've got it.
Okay.
I think I've got it. I think I did something similar recently, and I like how it worked. So
Okay.
yeah, there's no reason to have it ratchet. It's just got to be position A, position B.
Yep.
So the trick is, we definitely want that resistance, so that once it's in one of those 2 positions, it doesn't just kind of free float and rotate around all wimpy pimpy. It's got to be like a nice kind of snap. And then once it's there, it doesn't. Yeah. So I think I've got a plan.
Yep. And we got to engineer the right amount of offset of the motors, because I've never seen one of these things in which the motors are actually aligned.
Really?
Way too thin of a rod, so
Oh, wow.
they're usually offset by some sort.
Yeah, interesting. That's not a big deal.
Yeah, I'm just kidding about that. It's when we design this, it'll actually be straight and they'll be aligned with each other.
Yeah, it just that it's going to have more size will give it a little more rigidity and strength.
Yeah.
So you know, less twisting down the. What would that be? Would that be torquing? It's torqued a little.
Yeah, torque is a good term for that.
Yeah, not twerk.
Twerk, no, that's when it flies like this.
Mm-hmm. Okay. All right, cool. All right, hey everybody, thanks for checking it out. Maybe you learned something. Maybe you're bored. I don't know. Let us know in the comments, I guess. Yeah. So before we roll out, if anyone's got any kind of like printy questions or anything, let us know real quick. Hey Ben. Yeah, man. I think I'm gonna take a nap. I'm just tired. I don't think I've fully caught up from last weekend, honestly. Is that due to gravity over time? The twerking?
Yeah.
Or me being tired?
Yeah. I think it has more to do with storage, in that it's just a real thin rod of plastic going from one to the other. And I think if you store it and something's laying on one, it just they just get off kilter.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah, I don't know that it would be gravity so much as applied force. But yeah, over time, for sure. Or maybe there was a twist in it when it was manufactured, and over time it wanted to even out.
Yeah, that's a possibility.
Yeah, I think we're overthinking it. Okay, let's call it a day. Thanks again, everybody. Mike, always a pleasure.
All right. Thank you.
See you guys next Sunday.
We're getting there.